What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome to a ranking video for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. This is going to be an interesting one because I know I'm probably going to get comments telling me that bosses are too hard than I made them out to appear, and that's okay. There are some bosses I thought were incredibly easy in this game. Others I thought they just... they whooped my ass. I'm going to be going into the 10 bosses that I thought were either easy or just absolutely incredible, because when I do top 10 videos I kind of tend to go all over the place with them. It's weird. I don't really have a kind of a structure for how I do the top 10. I just go from the least bossish that I think they are to my top holy my goodness gracious type bosses. So we're gonna start off with the folding screen monkeys coming in at number 10, because that wasn't, even though it had a health bar, it wasn't really a boss. It was just hide and go monkey, like that. That was it. It had more story substance to it than anything, because you had the concept of hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, and do good and be good, with the fourth monkey that literally was right behind you. The monkey is right behind you. You're welcome. That monkey, oh my god, I think that was the one that took me the longest to find, because it was invisible and you usually don't see good or see evil right away. So it's the concept of where you're blind to the good, but you're open to everything else. So it's fascinating the way they did that, you know, story-wise. Coming in at number 9 is the Great Serpent. This is not a boss. I will die on this hill. This was not a boss. This was just a learning mechanism for new players, in my opinion. The Great Serpent's beautiful, absolutely stunning, but it was more of a learning tool and technique for players to understand how to utilize their sneakiness, their sneak abilities, if you want to. That's not even the right word, just go with me on this, okay? It makes sense up here, that's all that matters. It's actually really cool because it teaches you that stealth mechanic early on, just like Janichiro teaches you all of what you need to know combat-wise, which we will get to him later, but the snake teaches you primarily the stealth early on, so it'll be a lot easier. I mean, that death blow is so easy. You just go, you jump, you hop, that's it, bada bing, bada boom, you're all done. So it's not a boss. It's more of like, if you want to be able to get one of the endings, then you can, but it's not like it's not something that's required for you to get in order to beat the game. So next up is a boss that I don't know, I kind of think it's funny, to be honest with you, because it's one of the most easiest bosses in the game, and I had such a hard time with it until I had that clicking moment. It's the Guardian Ape and his wife. So the Guardian Ape and his wife, Karen, Matilda, whatever name you want to call her, she's out for blood because we took the Guardian Ape's head off. I'm sorry, I know it's a loss. So as boss battles go for the Guardian Ape and his lovely wife Karen, it was more of the easy ones. Why? Because you don't have to kill both of them in order to get that double prayer bead. So in that cave that you're in, right before you go to the next section, you have to face off with the Guardian Ape, and then he stomps over, complains like, oh my god, they're being so mean to me. And then you can just kill the Guardian Ape again, and it'll send both of them away. So it's it's wonderful. It's actually wonderful. You don't even have to deal with his wife, okay? You don't even bother with her. She's just a whisper. She's nothing. Doesn't mean anything. So coming in at number 7 is the Divine Dragon. This was one of the easiest bosses I fought in the entire game. I only died twice, and the reason why I had to die a second time was because I just wasn't watching where I was going, and the sword just smashed down onto my very fragile body. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful boss. Very aesthetically pleasing. Very easy to handle if you just pay attention, because the fact of the matter is that all Sekiro is a combination of fighting patterns that you have to learn in order to go to the next boss. It sounds simple in theory, but your mind says one thing, your hands are like, oh crap. It's very interesting to go into that boss and know, like, you know that the end of the game is coming. You have only one more boss battle, so again, them giving you kind of like a freebie, like, oh, here's something before we completely just screw you over, is kind of nice in a way, but also just very mean. Coming in at number 6 on our list is Lady Butterfly. It's not that she was difficult. You have to wait and level up a bit, I feel, before you can even think of taking this boss on, because it's a boss that you can actually get very early in the game. So depending on where your leveling is at, and depending on if you have the Mortal Blade or not, this boss can either be extremely difficult or extremely easy. For me, it was very easy because you just have to learn some of her moveset, but that's about it. And coming in at number 5 is Headless. Now it states here that Headless, an apparition type enemy that emits terror to anyone it crosses paths with. These, again, these aren't difficult to beat at all. I didn't even die once when facing my first Headless. It was more of the story that caught my attention with this character. It looks eerie. It looks so freaking creepy. I love it so much. But the story behind it is really sad. And if you guys want to check out the stories behind it, I'm not going to spoil that for you because you don't have to face these guys. But in order to get Spiritfall and to get a little more story behind the game, it's well worth it, honestly, in my opinion at least. Coming in at number 4 is Goebu Masataka Oniwa. He is the OG of Sekiro. Absolutely one of the best characters ever, because you go into that boss battle and you just hear him scream his name and it's just iconic. It's everything. He's higher up on the list because I feel like it's one of the first things that players will interact with, and it'll make or break their opinion of the game. And you'll either be, oh my god, this is so cool, I need to have that feeling of beating more of these types of characters, or they just slowly put down the controller and back away ever so slowly. So yeah, it's number 4 on the list for a reason. It was a learning tool for me and so many new players to this game. It's a wonderful boss. I felt bad for the horse though. I really felt bad for the horse. Coming in number 3 on the list is the Guardian Ape. That boss gave me a run for my money. That boss was one of the best and also most difficult I have ever fought in this game. Oh my god, it was one of the most difficult. I don't know, it's something of where you hear that music, you hear the horns tune in and you're like, oh shit's about to go down. That ape was really good to fight. It was even better to get down its second phase, because when I saw that it got up and took the sword and its head in the other hand, that was it took me by surprise to say the least. I think Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is the first time ever that I regret not recording a gameplay through for, because even though it took me a little over a month and a half to complete, there were so many moments where I was like, oh, I wish I could have recorded this. I wish I could have recorded this. But it was really an amazing moment to finally beat that boss. And then in the second time with his wife, you finally get the immortality severed. And I'm like, yes, thank you so much. It's finally dead. I don't have to face that freaking monkey ever again. Now, I'm just going to say right now, Janishiroshina is not going to be in the top 10 list. It's not that I didn't like him. It just wasn't my favorite overall boss. I'm going to be talking about him in a Psychologically Gaming at some point, but it wasn't my overall favorite boss. We're going to get into my top 2 overall favorite bosses in the entire game right now. So coming in at number 2 is Janishiroshina, the best, the OG, the person who literally teaches you every moveset that you need to learn in order to beat this game. He is the master, he is the teacher, he is the one character in this game that gives you all of these learning lessons in the beginning. It took me 60 tries and a viewing of Fighting Cowboy's tutorial in order to beat that guy. I was not giving up. I was not giving up on that boss, okay? The thing with Janishiroshina is that he may be difficult at times. He may put up a really good fight with a third phase that you really did not expect, where he's just flamming light bolts at you. I did not expect that when I first saw it. I was like, oh my goodness, a 2-stager. I finally beat him. Oh no, honey. No. He is a 3-stager very early on in the game, I might add. And coming in at number 1, my favorite boss in the entire game, the True Monk. Yeah, you guys weren't expecting that, were ya? You thought it was going to be Ishin, or you thought it was going to be like the Blazing Bowl, you thought it was going to be something else. Nope, the True Monk. The True Monk is some of the most beautiful and ballet-like movements I've seen in a boss battle in such a long time. It is stunning. The way that it will like sweep up its sword, the way it will like sweep up the sword and everything when it turns and just lifts up the leaves, it's just beautiful. It's absolutely just so like a ballet. It's so angelic. It's so absolutely incredible the way that this boss was done. Each phase is completely different from the other. It's a 3-phase boss, by the way, so it's nothing to fool around with. But I actually did get that boss in about like, I think 10 tries, if I remember correctly. It's just absolutely stunning. I mean, the first phase absolutely easy. You can actually trap her on the edge of the tree. You have to have enough health, but you can actually like fall down from the ledge right by a tree and it'll just trap her there, so you can just, you know, get that one done and over with. And then you have the Phantom stage, and then you have the Terror stage. Each stage is just so incredibly different from the other, and I love that boss so much. It's just so beautifully done. But you guys, that was today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it a top 10 because it wasn't all favorites, but it was a list that I really felt like I really wanted to get out. You guys, that was today's video. Hope you all enjoyed it. There's actually going to be a second one coming out today, a Psychologically Gaming for the main character, Sekiro. And I'm really excited about it, so look forward to that. But if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell down below because I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And with that being said, stay casually nerdy, you guys. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.